Welcome back to Zero Lives. This is Stuttering Craig, or Stuttering Jacob, because he actually does stutter, with Zero Lives. This is part 5 of the part 7 Zelda run, and you've all seen the videos, but I'll explain it one final time. When I play games, I give myself one life, and I try to Iron Man it, as it's called, where I go without dying. And also, all of these videos are done without any practice in general. Like, I've played most of the games before, but I haven't really practiced them, and I'm just doing one try. Like, I could Iron Man these games and show you the videos, but I think the challenge is really doing the videos once without any editing and then putting them online. But anyway, this area right here, I'm going to try to get the magic sword finally, and I'm going to try to kill a bunch of ghosts, because if you do that, you get a lot of points. Or not points, what the hell am I talking about? You get a lot of money sometimes. And sadly enough, I am still one heart short. And so now, when I did this, I decided to do the hardest thing possible that separates the boys from the boys that are good at playing video games, and that's doing level 6 with the green ring. This is easily the most difficult dungeon up to the 9th one, the last dungeon, because you fight wizrobes. And the orange ones are easy, it's the blue ones, because with just a green ring, you take 2 hearts of damage. And for a little change, I'm going to use the boomerang. I bet the Count's pretty pissed off at me for killing all these bats. And I got a key. This is the hardest room in the game. Yeah, I made it through. Now this was the hardest room when I was a little kid. And as you see, those blue wizrobes do a lot of damage. This room's just brutal, even with a blue ring, just because those blue wizrobes are damage dealers. Those likes aren't eating my shield today. And luckily I have that red potion because I am going to need it. And I'm not going to bother to get the magic wand, just because the magic wand is pretty useless for me, and right now I'm near death, so I have to use a potion. It's cowardice, but what are you gonna do? Luckily this is an easy room. I use bombs, hopefully. And I get a clock, which would have been nice in a wizard room, but it's complete garbage now. This room's also pretty brutal, because it's the exact same thing as the other room, except you can at least hide in the doorway sometimes. It's just the blue wizrobes, like everything else isn't too bad. The likes just take a ton of hits, and that one nearly ate my shield. Boomerang-a-tanga. And the other thing I've come to realize is because I stutter so much, like, the people who can do the really good Let's Play videos, that actually takes some skill. Or, actually, it takes skill to be any type of good commentator. Got a heart from the blob. And this level 2 is supposed to be shaped like a dragon, but I'm not bother getting the map because I just want to beat this level as fast as possible. Here's the boss. He's a sissy and goes down. And that's one of the hardest things to do in this game, is beat level 6 with a green ring. And I did it because I am just so awesome. And now you're all going to change to a video of somebody actually beating this game in like 10 minutes. But at least now I can get the magic sword, not the master sword. It's great too with the old games because they didn't really care about being canon or anything. Like, the people at Nintendo, I don't think they had any idea they were going to make a sequel to this game unless it sold well, and surprisingly, every single Zelda game has sold really well. And as I said before, I think the Zelda games are very overrated. There are much better games out there. They're my favorites personally. Oh, what's it called? Link to the Past for Super Nintendo, but until I get a better Super Nintendo emulator and recorder, I won't be able to record that. The other thing is, I'm thinking about doing shorter games because just commentating on The Legend of Zelda, which I'm not too fond of, hopefully I'll play a much shorter game next time. But anyway, now we're on to level 5, and I'm going to use the backdoor entrance, which is under these guards. Most of the castles actually have an extra entrance, for reasons I don't understand. And this is originally part of the 6th video, but because one of my videos is over 12 minutes long, I have to break up these videos. So that would have been a pause part, but that's why the thing's going slower now. And those little rabbit gelatin things, the funny thing is, in the manual it says that a sound will kill them. And the reason is the Famicom in Japan, which was the Japanese Nintendo, the first player control, I don't remember if it was the first or the second player controller, had a microphone on it. And if you blew into the microphone, oh god, that sounds wrong, blow into the microphone, it would instantly kill those creatures. So that's an interesting piece of trivia which people who are into Zelda already know. Now we're going after the blue cat guards. They always look like cats to me, like those little horns, they look more like ears than they do horns. So the blue cats, they're called dark nuts, which I guess they're actually called dark nuts. I always thought it was dark knights, but just a bad translation. But I guess they're actually dark nuts. And this guy, I bet you'd like to have more bombs. You're dang right I'd like to have more bombs. 'Cause I got money. I'm a capitalist. Too bad you can't hire other people with your rupees to like wipe out all the creatures in the dungeon. That would be so awesome. And I'm going to have to cut this one short. I'm getting the recorder. I always thought it was a flute just because you'll see next part of 5 in a little bit. Alright. Well, we have a little bit more time. And the cats respawn really fast. But alright, I am Jacob Gray, and I will see you in the next part. Take it easy.